This is a video to explain E-form bar chords. These are the first bar chords that most people learn. They're coming from your basic E chord shapes. They're coming from E major, E minor, and E7. Okay, so I'm assuming you already know those basic chords. And if you don't, you want to go back and review those first. Okay, now what we're going to do is take and make an E major chord again, but leave your first finger free and make the E major chord starting with your second finger. So you use your second, third, and pinky to make a regular E chord. Okay, now simply slide that over a fret and take your first finger and lay it across the first fret. That's called a bar. Okay, now by doing that, you made an F chord. You can take it and slide it over again. It's an F sharp chord. Slide it again, it's a G chord. So this is a movable chord that you can play on any fret all the way up the neck of the guitar. To name these chords, you're going to need to know the names of the notes on the sixth string. These are called root 6 bar chords. So the root of the chord is the note that gives it its name. So if you know that the first fret note on the sixth string is F, when you make your bar chord right there, that's an F. Okay, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and so on. Okay, so now you have all those different major chords. Now to play minor chords, all you've got to do is pull your middle finger off, just like when you made a E major and went to E minor, you just move that one note. Same thing with the bar chords. So here's an F major bar chord. Pull your middle finger off, now you've got an F minor bar chord. F sharp minor, G minor, G sharp minor, A minor, and so on. Okay, and then the same thing with the seventh chords. If you relate it to a major chord, you've got major and just pull your pinky off. Now you've got all these different seventh chords. Okay, so by learning these three shapes, you've got tons of chords you can play. You've got your major bar chord, pull your middle finger off. Now you've got a minor bar chord, pull your pinky off. Now you've got a seventh chord. So F major, F minor, F7. Scoot it over one. The note on the sixth string is F sharp there. F sharp major, F sharp minor, F sharp 7. Scoot it over again. That's a G note, G major, G minor, G7. So these chords are a little tricky to make, but once you learn them, you've got tons of chords you can play. A couple little tricks to make your bars a little bit easier. A lot of people, when they first start playing them, they get a lot of clanking notes and stuff like that. They're hard, but there's a couple of little things you can do to make them a little easier. First of all, make sure that you keep your bar finger really straight. A lot of people tend to, when they push, they'll bend the finger and strings will get caught in those little creases in your finger. So make sure you keep your finger super straight when you make the bar chords. Also, experiment with the height of your bar. Sometimes by raising it up a little bit, that helps. When I make my bar chords, I stick my finger up a little higher than you would think you have to. That seems to help me. And then also make sure you keep your thumb right behind the finger. I keep my thumb pretty low right behind the finger so it helps it squeeze a lot. And then one other thing you'll want to keep in mind when you're making these chords, keep in mind what notes you're actually covering with the bar. So when you're doing a major bar chord, really the only notes your bar is covering are the first and second string and the sixth string. So you don't have to waste a lot of energy in the middle of the finger. You can press hard at the bottom and the top, and the other three strings are being pressed by the other fingers. So just keep in mind what notes you're actually pressing with the bar. Sometimes just thinking about that helps. So hopefully this helps.